Hi YouTube, my name's Sean Connors and welcome back to Outsiders. Tonight I'm going to be doing a DM's Tips program around, this is my 50th DM's Tips program, and it's quite a momentous moment, I think. As always with these things, it's difficult to get the timing just right about what sort of video you want to release, when, where and how. I've tried to judge the audience that I have and the sort of videos that are going to best help from the starting point of what we started with to where we are now. And it's a journey, it's a development tool. The idea behind it has always been to bring experienced as well as inexperienced DMs, or whatever part of the journey you're on, to help validate where you are, that you do something well. It's just the whole package really, and that's what these DM's Tips programs are all about. Tonight's one is all about getting in the right frame of mind, and it's quite an important video really for me personally, because it's something that I discovered really over the last sort of 10 years, and it's always easy for people, particularly experienced DMs, to say, yep, you know what, yeah, you need to put yourself in the right frame of mind before you DM, because it has a huge impact on your games. It's easy to say, it's actually very difficult to do, because if you think about it, what does right frame of mind mean? Well, that's very individual, it's different for all of us. For me, it means not doing anything the day before the game. I really have to just sort of take a seat back, stop, not think about it. I've already done my work that I want to do before the game, not influence any of the stuff that I've done, just really put myself in a nice comfortable position. Occasionally that means propping up my ego, occasionally remembering the things that I've done well. More often than not it means just relaxing, kicking back, enjoying some music, maybe reading a bit of a book, something a little bit off the subject I'm about to run or the game I'm about to do. So I just put myself in a nice comfortable position. That's the easy part. So that's just getting the frame right. Everybody's different. Yours might be music, it could be just relaxing, it could be just being with other people, whatever it is. Find your zone and put yourself in that before the session. Now, you don't need that much time. You just need a few minutes before the game. It might just happen when you're driving to the game. It could be a number of different ways that you put yourself in that, what people call the DM's voice, the DM's mood. You need to be in the right frame of mind to produce the right frame of mood. So let's assume that you've done the first part to this. So far I've not told you anything revolutionary, but here goes. Let's move it on a little notch here and see if you think that this is relevant to you and how appropriate it is. So you've started off, you've thought about putting yourself in the right frame of mind. You've got to have a positive mental attitude. That again is fairly easy. Just stay focused, think of all the good things that you do, get yourself in that frame. Now, here comes the really big thing, the thing that can make the difference before your game. Now, there are a lot of people out there say to me all the time, Sean, I'm a good ad-libber, you know, but I struggle with preparation. I struggle with, you know, preparing things. It's not my strength. I don't like to write things down. You don't have to. I've always said this to people. You know, you find the style that works for you. I like to have a bit of everything, and I found that works for me. I need a bit of everything, a bit of visual, a bit of written, a bit of everything. But this technique is useful for wherever you are in the DM spectrum of things. And some of you may already do this, and some of you it might be a completely new concept, and I would like to think you might give it a shot. Now, you might notice in a lot of my videos, I do often use golf as an analogy, purely because actually we do share a lot of similar traits from a mental point of view that professional golfers do. Because they have to, you know, it's very individual golf, a bit like DMing, you know, no one's going to turn around to you after the session and say, you know, you didn't do this, you didn't do that, because only you know what really happened in the game, only really you know what went on and what you did, where you ad-libbed, where you changed things, how you modified a little bit, where things didn't quite go the way you planned, where the characters have gone, only you know. So it's very individual. You are literally, every session you're fighting the course, if you like a golf course. Now, something I learned about 10 years ago from Tiger Woods, strangely enough, was before all big shots, all key shots, he visualises clearly what he wants to do with the ball. And it struck me when I first saw this technique that I realised this is the sort of technique that can massively help you when you're DMing, because what you do is you think, this is before the game, you know, this isn't any sort of written stuff, you visualise things, so you think about situations that are likely to occur in your game, and you focus on visualising it. You try to think about what it would look like if you were in that scene, what it would smell like, what it would taste like, what's the textures, what's the sign look like, what sort of people come and go, all the nuances of it, so that when it comes to running that game, because you've thought about it, you haven't had to write anything down, but you really visualised, you put yourself in it. So when people get into that scene in the game, you deliver it, because it flows out of you, it oozes out of you, because you've already thought about it. You haven't had to put a lot of time in, and even if you don't use it exactly where you planned, because you've already visualised that particular thing, it will be useful somewhere else. Because DMing is a bit like bolting things on and off as you see fit. And visualising is a fantastic technique. And if you take visualising a step further, it can massively help. I mean, like if you're talking about a sea journey and you're really making people visualise about what's about to come, you know, about the weather, the conditions, the salt water in the breeze in the air. Nothing helps more than setting that scene up beforehand. Little things like, you know, you've got them. I know it sounds odd, but it really works. You know, I always, one of the things I used to do, you know, you normally put your food out for your DMs, and so as a DM, put your food out. I always used to do, when I was going to do sea journeys, I'd do like sea salt crisps and things out on the table, because without telling them, and then get them into the sea journey, because they've got the taste of the salt in the mouth. And then once you just start describing it, it just visualises, it locks it into their heads. And it's these little things that make the game just, really come to life. And you hear little things afterwards that's brilliant from your players. And when you've done this, it's fantastic. And this is just one idea of many. The players turn around to you and then say after the session, yeah, I can really taste the sea salt in my mouth. They've forgotten what they were eating. They've just visualised it, you see. So visualising and adding to the visual clues brings your game to life. So let me recap very quickly. So visualising is basically putting yourself in that scene so you know all the nuances. What does it look like? How would it feel to you? What's happening around you? What do you see? What's the furniture like? How does it feel? So when you're in that game, the descriptions flow off your tongue. Adding to the bolting on little bits of the visualisations can be little things you do as little setups to the game that then massively play in. So it can be simple little things. Water. Sorry guys, I'm out of drink tonight. Just thought I'd put some water out. And they've been captured. And a little bit of bread. You know, little tiny things, but it just makes such a difference to the game. Yeah. I've found it invaluable over the years. So I just wanted to share with you visualising what it all does when you put it all together as a big picture. You've got a positive mental attitude. You've got the right frame of mind. You've surrounded yourself with visual things that you're pulling into your games. What you're doing with all these things, all these tools, is you're creating, effectively, an armour that you surround yourself in as a DM, that protects you, that gives you the confidence to go out there and deliver a fantastic session. Anyway, I've been Sean Connors. This has been DM's Tips 50. Till the next time, take care of yourselves and happy gaming. Bye-bye.